Welcome to the 6th episode of the Money Smarts for Kids podcast, where you can learn money skills for life. I'm your co-host, Hannah Reyes, with the 2022 to 2023 Youth Advisory Board.
Hey, I'm your other co-host, Gabriel Nagel. Throughout this podcast series, sponsored by Young American Center for Financial Education, you'll get to learn about exciting topics, from how to start your own small business to investing. This podcast is made by kids for kids.
Today, we'll talk about what insurance is, how it works, the different types of insurance, why you would need insurance, and how to choose the right insurance policy for you. Now, I'll hand it back over to Gabe to explain what insurance is.
Thanks so much, Hannah. So insurance is basically a way to protect yourself from financial losses. It's like an agreement where you pay a company a small amount of money regularly, called a premium, and in return, the company promises to help cover the cost of unexpected events or accidents that might cause damage or loss to your property, health, or life. It helps spread the risk among many people, so that way the financial burden isn't on one single person and isn't too much of a problem for that one person to handle. Now, to understand how insurance works, let's take a simple example. Imagine that you have a group of friends, and each of you has a special toy that you really love. You all agree that if one of these toys accidentally breaks, you'll all chip in some of your allowance money to help fix or replace it. So each of you puts a little bit of your allowance into a toy protection jar every month. Now, if one of your toys gets broken, you could use the money from that jar to fix or replace it. This way, no one person has to spend all of their allowance at once if something bad happens to their toy. The more friends that you'd have in your group, the less money that each person would have to put into the jar. Insurance works the same way, just at a much larger scale. It's like being in a big group of people, putting money into a jar to help each other out when something unexpected or bad happens, like a broken toy, an accident, or getting sick. The company that takes care of the jar is the insurance company, and they help you when you need it. The company that is this jar and takes care of it is the insurance company, and they help you in difficult and tough times as long as you continue to pay a monthly amount.
I had a quick question. What different types of insurance are there?
Great question, Hannah. And to that, there's many different answers. But I will focus on 3 for today. The 3 different types of common insurances that I will talk about are health, pet, and home. All of these insurances are in place to cover any damages to the subject of the insurances. One example of someone who would need these insurances is someone who has a high-risk situation for damages to their home, car, or pet. In most countries, car insurance is required by law. This can help you protect you on the road in case of an accident.
Thanks so much for sharing a little bit about the different types of insurance. But there's one thing I'm not quite getting. I don't want to put down an amount of money every single month when I could just spend that money when I get sick or injured. And why in the world would I need insurance for my cat or dog?
Great question, Gabe. Before I go into why we need insurance, I'll touch on your question about why you may need to insure your dog or cat or any pet you have. Just like a person can get sick, dogs and cats and all animals can also get sick, and your family may need help to pay the medical bills that may come with your pet's illnesses or injuries. And because of that, you want to ensure that you can care for your pet in the best way possible by allocating insurance. So why do we actually need insurance? Insurance is very important because, as I said previously, it can help protect you and possibly your family from unexpected events such as weather-related crises, health issues, or events that may cause financial stress or burden. For example, similarly to the dog and cat example, if someone in your family gets sick or injured, medical bills are known to be very expensive. And without insurance, it can be very difficult for certain families to pay these bills, and it may even cause a significant amount of financial burden on the family. But with health insurance, the insurance company can help pay for a part of your medical bills or even sometimes all of it, depending on what the issue is, which can make it easier for you and your family to manage your finances. Insurance can actually help you with multiple things other than financial costs, including peace of mind. There are certain legal requirements around insurance, including car insurance, in which you would need to have insurance when you buy a car. And lastly, insurance just helps you protect your own personal assets and those in your family. So with all of this information, how do you actually choose an insurance policy that's right for you?
That's a great question, Hannah. Well, we could divide this down into 5 basic steps. First, identify what your needs are. Consider what type of insurance you might need. life, health, car, or home insurance, or even that pet insurance that we talked about earlier, based on your personal situation and priorities. For instance, it doesn't make sense to get car insurance when you don't even have a car. Next, step 2, do your research. Make sure that you learn about the different insurance companies that are available, their reputation, and the policies that they offer. A lot of these companies have fine print that could impact your decision and have a significant impact on your overall financial stability. So make sure you thoroughly research every insurance company that you're considering. Third, compare the policies that you've found. Look at several different policies and companies and compare their coverage, deductibles, premiums, and other features. This can help you choose an option that suits your financial budget and also your own needs in the moment. Now, once you've selected a policy that will be best for you and what you need, make sure that you read all of that fine print, as we mentioned earlier. Understanding the terms and conditions, including exclusions and limitations of each policy, is incredibly important for you to consider. Make sure you know everything that you can about the policy that you're purchasing. And the 5th step is seeking professional advice. Consider consulting with an insurance agent or a financial advisor to help you make an informed decision if you're still left confused on which policy is best for you. With these 5 steps, you'll be well along your way on selecting an insurance policy that best suits your needs.
I had a quick question about something that you mentioned in step 3. What's a deductible?
A lot of people don't realize that even with an insurance policy, you still might have to pay some money. In insurance terms, a deductible is the amount of money that you must pay out of pocket for an insurance claim before your insurance coverage actually kicks in. In simple terms, it's a portion of a covered expense that you're responsible for paying before the insurance company starts paying for the rest. For example, let's say that you have a car insurance policy with a $500 deductible. If you had an accident and the cost to repair your car is $2,000, you might need to pay for that first $500 deductible, and the insurance company would cover the remaining $1,500. If the repair cost was less than $500, you would pay the entire amount yourself, as the deductible has not been met. Deductibles are a way to share the risk between the policyholder and the insurance company. They can help lower insurance premiums because they reduce the number of small claims the insurance company has to pay. Additionally, deductibles can encourage policyholders to be more careful and avoid situations like getting in a car crash that could result in a claim. Now I have one quick question for you, Trace. How do I know how much insurance coverage I need?
Great question, Gabe. And in order to determine how much insurance coverage you need, you must assess your assets. Determine the value of your property, possessions, or other items that you want to insure with your plan. Then, you must evaluate your liabilities. Consider any financial obligations or debts that could impact your coverage needs. And then, you must also calculate potential expenses. Estimate the costs associated with accidents, illnesses, or other events that you want to be covered for. Second to last, you must consider your dependents. If you have family members who rely on you financially, factor them in to your needs when determining your coverage. Finally, you must review your current coverage. If you already have an insurance plan, make sure it's sufficient and update it as necessary.
That's a lot of information that we learned about today. If I'm not personally worried about getting insurance right now, is there any way that I can start learning about the process and even practicing?
That's a really great point, Hannah, because a lot of times you won't actually need your own insurance policy until you're 18. And you're no longer a dependent on your parents' insurance policy. But I have one quick recommendation that you could start working on to improve your insurance skills. You could check out the game called Bummer from Next Generation Personal Finance by going to www.thebummergame.com. In this game, you could have a real-life simulation in which you see different insurance policies, ranging from pet coverage to car insurance and home insurance. This could help you gain an understanding of what all of these different insurance terms are, from coverage to deductibles to premiums and other features.
Fun fact, did you know that insurance has been around for thousands of years? The first known insurance policy was written in Babylon in 1750 BC.
Wow.
Today, we defined insurance in simple terms, explained how insurance works, went over different types of insurance, went through the needs of insurance, and how to choose the right policy.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Our next episode will be on career planning. Tune in next time on the Money Smarts for Kids podcast.